everyone, welcome back to another video of Crypto Wisdom. This is your host Mr. Aslan. Crypto education is my passion, guys. I'm not a financial advisor and this is definitely not financial advice. Today, as you have seen in the thumbnail, I'm going to speak about SFTs. What are SFTs? Semi-fungible tokens. How do they actually work? And is it really a use case in the real world scenario? If you want to watch more about educational content and know more about crypto, and please do check out my playlist in Crypto Wisdom and do hit the subscribe button if you like content and support the channel because it's free of cost. Let's move on to what exactly is a semi-fungible token. But before I get into the concept of what an SFT or a semi-fungible token is, I would like to give you a background of what a fungible token is and a non-fungible token, that's your NFTs. And then where do these SFTs fit in between these two? A fungible token is something like any of the coins that are out there or the token itself that are out there, like Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, Jetstar, Cred, Archangel, any of the other tokens that you want to take in for example, because when you speak of fungible token, you can exchange that particular token in a 1:1 value ratio. Now, when I say 1:1 value ratio, say for example, you have one Ethereum. When the market price of Ethereum is say $1,000, just as an example, guys, you can exchange one Ethereum to equivalent of $1,000, USDT, USDC, whichever stable coin you prefer to. So that's how you say that it's a 1:1 exchange. When it comes to NFTs, the same is not absolutely possible. Because when it comes to non-fungible tokens, they are one-off tokens that are created on the blockchain, proving true ownership. It may be artwork, it may be a concert ticket, it may be a movie ticket, it can be anything, it can even be a physical object as well. Say for example, you own a Bored Ape number 123. Now can you exchange the same Bored Ape 123 to another Bored Ape 346? You cannot actually do that because both are two different tokens and they both have their own individual intrinsic values and the face value itself is totally different. However, think of it this way. What if you had a movie ticket and you have got a seat in row number 5, whereas you would like to actually go ahead and change your seat to row number 7, and someone else who also has bought the same ticket as an NFT would be able to swap it with you for the same? That would be cool, right? So that is where the concept of SFTs or semi-fungible token comes into picture. Now this is possible through a new standard in the ERC blockchain, which is ERC1155. ERC20 is the standard for fungible tokens where you have all your Ethereum tokens that are existing in the blockchain. ERC721 is the section where you have the non-fungible tokens or the NFTs. And ERC1155 is the standard which is set for the semi-fungible tokens to exist. Now, ERC1155 may not be only limited to semi-fungible tokens. It's an operational mechanism where you can have NFTs, you can have fungible tokens, and you can have the functionality of both, creating SFTs. And that is something that Jetstar is actually doing from their project. So that's something that I really want to quote over here. As and when we have seen the NFT space evolve, as and when we have seen more and more projects, plethora of them coming to the NFT section, and it has grown itself to be a multi-billion industry right now. So in those phases, innovation and new things as concepts are very much necessary. And Jetstar kind of is capitalizing on the fact that SFTs might be still very new or nascent to the market, and they could definitely be the pioneers in terms of having some quality NFTs built out in their ecosystem and could be used to have many functionalities that are there in all of the utilities that they have planned in their ecosystem. I would also like to show you a quick article on what semi-fungible tokens are. I'll leave the link to the article in the description box below. You could go ahead and have a check on the entire article as such, but this is what I have to showcase. We do have the definition of fungible and non-fungible. So just to give as an example over here, if two people exchange one ether with one another, then there would be no loss of value and neither party would be better off than the other, right? Don't consider the dollar value over here because the dollar value will keep changing. That's a market price. When it comes to the blockchain network, when it comes to the tokens themselves, it should always be a trade-off between the tokens versus tokens. It should not be of US dollars brought into the picture. So do not confuse yourself there, guys. When it comes to non-fungible tokens, you are not able to exactly exchange that specific token for the same value equivalent to any other token out there because these are one-off tokens that are created in the blockchain itself. Again, taking an example over here, a digital baseball card couldn't be exchanged 1:1 with a plot of a virtual land. Why? Because they both have different values and they are totally different assets. Now moving on to, like I said, what are semi-fungible tokens? There is a big explanation over here. Now when it comes to creating them, like I said, the ERC 1155 standard is a combination of both the fungible and non-fungible parts. which can enable you to create these semi-fungible tokens. And then they can obviously be interloped to any of the other blockchains existing like Polygon. Now, do you really think that SFTs have a real world use case? What I'm actually thinking of, or what I'm actually foreseeing these kind of SFTs being utilized, is more on the gaming section. Why is that? I'll give you a few examples as well. Now consider the scenario when it comes to NFTs alone. Say you minted an NFT and you got a range weapon, whereas your character is more towards a build on the melee weapon side. Right now, the only option that you have when it comes to NFTs is go ahead and buy the NFT in a secondary market or mint another one so that you get a melee weapon. Consider this scenario. You went ahead and minted this particular range weapon. Now you can actually pay a small amount to again remint the same NFT, or the SFT I would say, to go ahead and give you a different stat as well as a different class of the weapon. Now you minted it again with a small amount of gas fee or small amount of charges, and you got a melee weapon with the same or equivalent stats, or even some bonus stats added to that as well. How cool would that be? That is definitely very much possible with these SFTs in place. Also, for example, you went ahead and minted a particular NFT, and in game you want to actually sell this NFT for in-game currency itself. Is it possible to actually go ahead and do that when it comes to a normal NFT? No, it is not actually possible, because a normal NFT is fixed to certain stats and stuff. You will only be able to sell it for the value on the marketplaces, whereas in game you would not be able to sell this NFT for the in-game currency itself. That mechanism cannot exist. A conversion between an NFT to a fungible token is not possible. However, this is where the gap is bridged between an SFT, wherein you own this weapon and you can go ahead and, instead of listing it in the marketplace, sell it directly in the game and get the in-game currency, which you can utilize as a fungible token. How cool would that be? These are the things that are really helping the gaming industry, and for this specific reason, ERC1155 standard has been developed. And this was not developed by any normal developer, guys. This has been developed by all the gaming communities, the big names in the market, which are Engine, Sandbox, and Horizon Games. This was developed way back in 2017. So what about the future of SFTs? As and when we see the GameFi industry growing in exponential levels, we would definitely be seeing the growth in SFTs as well, because in-game assets, SFTs are the best available standard that is out there. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is Mr. Aslan signing off. Meet you in the next video. Ciao.